Today we're gonna read the Magic Tree as Merlin Mission Book 24 Soccer on Sunday, and today we're gonna start reading at chapter 2 Lucky Dogs. And the end of reading at chapter 3. Now, before you look at my YouTube, please thumbs up my YouTube. Now, are you ready for read this one book with a lot of stories? Now here we go. And first you can read is the Magic Tree as Merlin Mission Book 24 Soccer on Sunday. Chapter 2 Lucky Dogs. The air in Mexico City was hot, humid, and soggy. Jack heard screeching car tires, honking horns, and roaring truck motors. He looked at his clothes. He was wearing his own shorts and t-shirt. Our clothes didn't change, he said. That's because kids wore short t-shirts in the 1970s. Remember the photos of Mom and Dad? Said Annie. Right, said Jack. He and Annie looked out at the window. The treehouse had landed in the row of the tall, lofty trees lining a busy street. Beyond the branches were Jack's skyline with the towers and tall buildings. Below branches, traffic moved noisily up and beyond. It looked like it landed in the middle of the city, said Jack. He opened the World Cup program at the first page and read. Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world. Its citizens were overjoyed that the city had been chosen to host the 1970 World Cup Games. Held every 4 years. The games are played for several weeks. This year, 16 countries will compete in the matches of the determined to the final winner. And we've got tickets to see the final winner, Jack said, grinning. I wonder which two teams will be playing. He thumbed through the booklet and saw the page after the page of black and white photos at the teams competing in the World Cup Games. Mexico, Belgium, Sweden, Austria, Italy, England, Romania, West Germany, Brazil, Annie said, looking over his shoulder. There he is, said Jack. Aaron's name's Mexico Philly. Well, we know Brazil made it to the final game, or we wouldn't be here, said Annie. But I wonder who they're playing. We'll soon find out, Jack closed the program. As he put it into his backpack, he saw his notebook and his pencil, the bottle of magic mist, and some coins and bills inside. Look, Mexican money, pesos. We've got 5 and 10 peso coins, and bills were 50 pesos. Sound like a lot, said Annie. We can buy Mexican food when we get hungry. Tacos, enchiladas, burritos. I love Mexican food. Who doesn't? Jack said. Who doesn't love everything we're about to do? He pulled his backpack and led the way down to the rope ladder. When Jack and Annie reached the ground, he grabbed the front wall of a building. They were words of embassy of the United States. A uniformed guard stood under the green awning at the entrance. Perfect. We landed at the front of a U.S. embassy, said Jack. Why is that perfect? Said Annie. A country of embassy is supposed to help a citizen when they visit another country, said Jack. Oh, that's perfect, said Annie. Come on. Jack and Annie handed through the entrance. Before they got on the door, the guard stepped out from under the awning. Sorry, kids, he said. The embassy is closed on Sundays. The man looked very formal in the blue uniform jacket and white hat and gloves, but he sounded friendly. He spoke into the southern instant. Oh, we are just looking for information, said Jack. We are Americans. Goofy, where are you from? The guard said. We are Jack and Annie from Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, said Annie. I am Benny from Bostolia, Georgia, said the guard. Pleased to meet you. Hi, Benny, Jack said. We're going to the World Cup game that's being played today. And lucky ducks, Benny broke in. It's going to be a game of a lifetime. Game of a lifetime, Jack said. Today's final match, best two teams at the world. Italy playing Brazil, said Benny. Brazil, that's Pelle's team, right? Said Jack. Sure is, said Benny. Pelle the Great. Jack grinned at Annie. That's so cool, said Annie. He said. No kidding, said Annie. You seem to be love soccer, said Benny. We do, we love watch it and play it, said Annie. Well, you're unusual, said Benny. Most American kids hardly know anything about soccer. Yeah, right, said Jack. His dad had told them the kids rarely played soccer and when he was grown up. Don't worry, said Annie. It will became more popular with the time. In fact, by 2014. Excuse me, said Jack interrupted, but do you know when the match starts and where it is? Benny looked at his watch. Well, it's almost at 10 a.m. now, he said, so you've got 2 hours till the kickoff the Atrix Stadium. That's about 10 miles south of here. 10 miles? Said Jack. Don't worry, said Benny. Public transportation will get you there pretty fast. Just walk for a few blocks into the metro engagement station. That's where you catch the metro. Metro? Said Jack. That's like when we call the subway train in States, said Benny. You'll need to catch the red line direction of a plate's land, and then... Wait, please, said Jack. He pulled out a notebook and pencil. Could you spell that again? Here, I'll write it down, said the guard. Jack gave his notebook and pencil to Benny. The friendly guard mumbled directions to himself, wrote them down. Walk to metro integrations, the red line to the Pino Church, and the blue line of a Twakina Lag. Stop, then a tram to the Atrix Stadium. The sounds completed, said Jack. Just ask somebody. You get lost, said Benny. Folks are super nice. They'll be glad to help. The guard handed the notebook and pencil back to Jack. Thanks, said Jack. He tore a sheet with Benny's directions and put it into his pocket and his shorts. I hope you'll have seats for the game, said Benny. From that I hear they're completely sold out. Don't worry, we have tickets, said Annie. He showed to Benny. Far out, said Benny. You'll have 2 of the best seats in the house. Really, said Jack. He couldn't believe it. How in the world did you get this, said Benny, and he struggled. We know somebody who knows somebody, she said. Well, don't let anybody see those tickets, said Benny. People will sell their mothers for those seats. Annie laughed as she put the tickets back in her pocket. So, how do you get to the metro train, Benny? She asked. Go up the street into the big statue of the angel and turn left to the fourth signal. And after the couple of blocks, ask somebody to wrap you in grains. And it's a store hand teas, said the guard, sounding like a word. Thanks, Benny. You've been a big help, said Annie. Yeah, thanks, said Jack. You're welcome anytime, said the guard. And Jack had put on the program notebook and his pencil back into his backpack. And then he and Annie waved goodbye and handed back handed way to the bevy. And down the bevy and beamed. There, the angel, said Annie. She pointed to the huge statue of a white angel looming into the distance. Good, it's not that far, said Jack. The air got a hot and humid smell, like a car acid. But Jack was so excited, nothing bothered them. As Jack and Annie walked past the banks and the line office and the fancy hotels, when they reached into the golden angel into the middle of a traffic circle, Jack had tracked Benny's directions and then looked around. There it is, he said, pointing to the sign that said Fallen Views, and then hurried across the street and handed up Valencia. Benny said, when we get up the street, we should ask someone for help, said Annie. Excuse me, she said into the woman waiting into the stop line. Could you please tell us where we can find? She turned to Jack. What's the name? In Sir Hanty's, Jack said, sounding it out like Benny's hand. Yes, said the woman with a smile, just past Lord's Street. She pointed to the street ahead. Thank you, said Annie. She and Jack have started walking again. I can't believe this. We have the best seats into the stadium, Jack said. It makes sense, said Annie. Merlin gave us those seats to help you with our mission. Right, like maybe Pelly will be playing near us and we'll get to meet him, said Jack. Then somehow he receive our real secret of greatness. And then we'll go back to the Camelot and meet up the Merlin. We are super lucky ducks, said Annie. Quack, quack. Oh, now Jack and Annie we're gonna be the lucky ducks and have a seat to the soccer game, Olympics, World Cup. And gonna meet Paley the Great and then gonna play with Paley the Great. Now, did you have fun? You love English Country. Come back with some of these books, but not this story because it might be a new book. It might be a new chapter to read. And now, bye-bye, everybody, and have a nice day. Bye!